Welcome to A Talk with Armani.
I am your host, Armani IMAN.
This is the show that takes you behind the scenes and in front of the screen of all different types of productions. Whether it's a feature film, a brand new TV show, or writing a book, I introduce you to those powerhouses that make those productions work. Make sure you stay tuned as I bring to you my first guest. Welcome to A Talk with Armani. I am your host, Armani IMAN. I have an exciting show planned for you today, so you're going to want to stay tuned. I'll be right back. You're watching A Talk with Armani. Welcome back to A Talk with Armani. So as I promise you every single week, I'm going to bring you somebody very interesting, somebody fun, and somebody that might teach us a thing to do. My first guest today is Miss Ayisha Wilkins. Please help me welcome her.
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Hi.
Well, first of all, thank you for coming.
Thank you.
It's cold outside. Nobody wants to go outside. Nobody wants to do it.
And it's gloomy.
Yeah, and it's gloomy. So it's like, oh my God, it's raining, it's gloomy. I'm talking with Armani. I'm not going over there.
I'm listen, all the exposure I can get, so I'm on my being here.
Okay, so, well, I mean, exposure with the way your tacos are being talked about, it's like, wait a minute, you've got plenty of exposure. But tell me, what was the inspiration behind them? Like, did you just sit in your kitchen one day and was like, oh, I got to come up with something fun? Like, what happened?
No, actually, it was an accident. We were at this Cali picnic. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of it, but it's a big thing they have every year.
Okay.
Where basically people from California can kind of just come, hang out, you know, fellowship with each other.
Really?
Yeah, it's really big.
So it's like a community picnic for the state?
It is, yeah. You just, it's downtown Atlanta, usually. They usually have it by, I think it's Morehouse College or whatever.
So it's here, it's here in Georgia.
It's here in Georgia.
Downtown Atlanta, but you call it a Cali.
It's called the Cali Picnic.
Okay.
Like they have one for like Brooklyn and, you know, New York, that type of thing. So I guess different people are trying to just put those types of things together.
Okay, so people from California would come down that maybe have migrated or might be visiting, and they come to the picnic.
There were college students that started it.
Okay, college
that were from Cali, and they were here for college and didn't really have a place for, you know, people from Cali, and so they started this Cali picnic. So one day we were there with my boyfriend and I, and he had brought just stuff to make tacos, because he had been making tacos for me way back. So I'm like, well, you should be doing something with this. But then we didn't really talk about it anymore. But then at the Cali picnic, someone came up to us and like, you know, are you selling your tacos? And, you know, I went to him, I was like, how much do you want to sell?
So wait. So you sitting there, you enjoying your food, and
we're
then
just
some
making it for us. Yeah, right, just
stranger
for
comes
us.
up and was like, can I buy one of those?
Right, basically. And I was like, so, you know, baby, you want to sell them? He's like, no, I don't want to. I was like,
no,
whatever.
it's my food.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, that'll be $2 or whatever. So,
Really?
yeah, and so by that time, I started having a line now, because people saw her, you know, coming up and buying them. Then other people started coming.
So what, I mean, but isn't it kind of spooky that somebody was like eyeballing you that much that they saw you making the taco and decided, well, wait a minute, let me just go over there.
Right, well, I'm happy they did, because it just, that's what led to, you know, where I'm at right now. But that's really just how I started. Like, literally someone asking if we're selling them, and I was like, Yep,
so, $2. Run
there you go. Right, exactly.
Would you want some cheese on it?
Exactly. So like within the first hour, we had made good money. So he was just like, oh, okay, yeah, you're right. Yeah, so that's how that started.
Really? Now, do you only do them at the Cali picnics, or have you just take it now as a thing?
Yeah, it's mobile, so we'll do anywhere. We'll come to you, and it's not just tacos. Like we have tequila, we have hookahs. So we do all of it.
So wait a minute, hold it, because you just piqued my interest. You said it's mobile.
Yes, it's
mobile. So you have a mobile taco, tequila, and hookah situation.
Yes, I do.
That let's say I was having a party and I was just wanted to have these things there. You'll roll
Bring
up
it to
on
them.
me.
Yeah, like you did. Yeah, roll up like you did. Exactly.
Yeah, like I rolled up
exactly.
On you.
We'll roll up on you. Hey, unload everything. We do everything. You know, we'll stay the whole time. All that good stuff.
Really? That is very, very interesting.
Yeah, because you know hookahs are a big thing now. You know, and not to mention like when you're eating tacos, who doesn't want tequila?
Yeah.
You know, or a good hookah. So, and that's like the big wave right now.
I mean, if they didn't know that they needed a tequila,
right? You need to know.
You need some now.
Yes, because mine are the best. But
are you serious?
No.
So you have like a little rolling bar.
Pretty much.
Literally,
you know what I mean?
you have it because
I
mean, people they want to get something to drink. The hookah they bought that as an accompaniment so that you could be able to enjoy that, and then you have something to eat. And so your tacos, you make them with all kinds of different things.
Right. So we do ground beef, ground turkey, shrimp, fish, shredded chicken, jerk chicken. It's just a variety of different. And then we have carne asada fries. That's like a big thing in San San Diego. And that's the thing with our tacos, what sets us apart from everything here is like Tex-Mex, whereas what we do is like completely like Mexican, and it's fresh, everything is homemade.
Wow.
And, you know, it's San Diego style, which is definitely different from, you know, like LA, you know, Mexican food, or even just here, like I said, it's just Tex-Mex here. So it's very different. It's not the same at all. Like the taste is very different.
And you've been doing this for how long?
For almost 2 years now. Like we really just got off the ground this year.
Congratulations.
Thank you, thank you.
That
thank
is
you.
wonderful.
Thank you.
All from sitting in the park.
Yeah, all from sitting in the park.
So-
You just never know how business ventures can start, you know what I mean? And so when we started, I was just like, I never thought I would do anything like that, because I'm not like, I just want to be a chef. I just want to be in the kitchen. Like
Right, no.
I
You
tell people
just-
all the time, like, I'm too cute to be slaving on this stove. Like
With all that heat and
you
carrying
know,
on,
it's
and
just too much.
Then what do you call it? The oil popping and all that.
Right, and then
I
that's
can't do
sweating
it
on
all
my
of that.
hair.
Yeah,
you know?
that's too much.
So yeah, I never thought that, but I mean, it just, like I said, it just took us somewhere else. So I was like, why not? You know?
Wow. And so your boyfriend, who didn't want to sell the tacos,
Right.
now is like, we in the money.
Right, we can do it. Right,
can
so
do
now
it.
he's like more excited than I am. So yeah.
Really?
It worked, yeah. It
Like
worked
he's
out.
really gung ho with it.
Right. It worked out.
Oh, wow. Well, of course, when you decided to do the tacos, I'm just kind of wondering how your father, who, for anybody that doesn't know, her father is the famous Dominique Wilkins.
Right.
So how did he think about, you got a taco stand?
So my dad is a big, he's a joker. Anyone that knows him, he just likes to tell jokes all the time. So he's like, oh my God, he got my daughter making these burritos or whatever. Because my boyfriend is also part Mexican too.
Oh,
so like
okay.
he jokes with him about that. He's like, oh, you got my daughter driving around making burritos or whatever. but he supports me though, and he's a cooker himself. Like he cooks every day, so he likes to cook too.
Okay.
So my whole family, they like doing that as well. So it's a good thing, because he supports me with it, because cooking is his passion too, and he likes to do it on his free time.
Absolutely.
So yeah, it's good. It's
Wow.
good. He's not like a big, taco eater or anything. He's like a health nut.
Oh.
So
Well, I guess so. I mean,
yeah,
being
you
in
just had to
sports.
be right, being in sports. So yeah, so he'll indulge, every now and then. But yeah, but he's very supportive though, either way.
Well, hold that thought, because we have to take a break, but we'll be right back. Don't go away.
You're watching A Talk with Armani.
Welcome back to A Talk with Armani. So I am sitting here with the very talented and beautiful Ayisha Wilkins. So once again, thank you for coming. So your tacos and your mobile, what caused you to add the tequila? And was that like an issue as far as being mobile? Like in Georgia, can you have a mobile bar?
Well, we don't necessarily like sell it everywhere that we go, because with the licenses and things like that. But like for events, like parties, like if we go to like you said, if you wanted to have a party
At my house.
yeah, we can
So
bring
that's
the
totally cool.
Right, yeah, I will bring the tequila, and it's infused, so that's like what the tequila is for. It's infused tequila. We infuse it with fruit.
Okay.
So and then also how that started, we actually went to Houston's one day, and they had this like spicy tequila margarita, and so we were drinking it. We was like, we'll try our own. So then we tried our own little version or whatever, and it was good. So it worked out pretty good. And then we started letting other people try, and they're like, man, it's I don't know where to. It's like it's spicy, but it's sweet. It's like it's
absolutely.
just different. You know what I mean? So so that's how we ended up adding that to the menu.
Have you thought about opening a store? Like, have you thought
Yes.
about opening a brick and mortar store? And
Yes.
what do you think about that?
Actually, yeah, that's actually what I want come like 2019, 2020. I do want some type of, establishment, because I kind of want to bring taco shops to Georgia. So like we don't have taco shops here
Right.
like they do in San Diego. Like literally it's like one on every corner.
Okay.
Here, we've got like wing spots, right,
Right.
on every corner. So I wanted to kind of introduce the whole taco shop theme here, because it's just different. You know what I mean? I think people would enjoy
Well,
it.
you got to open your first one.
Right, exactly.
Once you open your first one, then
right,
the other ones will
expand
come
out.
and come and come. And then it's all about location and
And-
where you do
definitely
it.
about
but
location.
Definitely. Oh my gracious. So now the hookahs that you add to that, was that also by happenstance, or did you just say, you know what, if we're going to do it, we might as well just do it all the way?
Yeah, so same thing. Yeah, basically, we're like, hey, why don't we just do all of it? Because no one's really doing that right now. You know what I
Okay.
mean? You literally have to go somewhere to smoke a hookah versus someone bringing it to you.
Okay.
But again, it all just kind of like fell into our lap. Like we were at a hookah lounge one time, just trying hookahs, and it was like really, really good. So we started asking, well, how did you make it? Like, what do you use? Everything. So then we just started taking hookahs home and practicing ourselves.
So when you do the hookahs, when you're mobile, you bring the hookah pipes and then the
Everything.
variety of
Everything.
different flavors and everything. So
and we mix our own flavors too. So.
Oh wow! So you're really experimenting with this?
Yes. Very
Oh,
much.
okay.
Like we literally play around. We're at home, like, you know, if we're at home on the weekends, not with anything to do, we'll be like, hey, let's just make a hookah and we'll just experiment, you know, and get better and better with it. So like we have literally grown from making hookahs from like the first one to now, you know what I mean? And they're really good. Like we've gotten good feedback because we have a lot of focus groups and we have friends that try everything before we just, you know, put it out there. So,
so how many people can you accommodate? If somebody wanted to have a party, they want you to roll up on them. How many people can you accommodate basically?
Several. I've got like a wall full of hookahs. So we've got about close to 20 now. So
an ideal party for you, if somebody says, I'm having a soiree and it's 100 people, you say no problem?
Yeah, you can. Because with the hookahs, you know, they also come with more than one hose.
Okay.
So like you can have a couple people on one at a time.
And then
you know what I mean?
the tacos is a matter of how many fixings.
Right,
and you
how
fix
many,
them on.
exactly.
So are you doing it like as a buffet? Not necessarily a buffet, but as a
like a taco bar.
Yeah,
so you have like
bar.
a big, you know, just big pans of the meat that you want, and then you can set up your fixings.
Oh, that's
around.
very, very interesting, and it's creative. So
Yes.
I mean, that's great because I've never heard of that. I didn't know anybody did that, so that's wonderful. My next question to you: do you plan on adding anything to this? Like, have you thought about maybe I will, like your father said, add a burrito, or add some type of cake or something? Are you thinking about that?
Yeah, I am thinking about it. Now, as far as like cake and stuff like that, not really. I don't really want to get into sweets and things because I do want this to be, because we're now in a health conscious kind of, you know, society now. We're moving more towards, you know, everyone doing the health thing and, you know, diets and, you know, vegans and vegetarian, all that stuff. So I do want to be cautious of that. You know, I want to, you know, make sure that I'm being health conscious and then also, you know, still having good food though at the same time. You know what I mean? Like, because the shells and things that we use are gluten free. You know what I mean? And then like even when we fry our shells, we fry them in like olive oil versus that Crisco and, you know, all that stuff. So I do try to still do it healthy, but at the same time, you know, make it good still.
Wow. Now, do you have any picture or video of you on the mobile van at an affair or an event or anything?
Well, we do have some. I don't have them with me. I should have brought some, but yeah, we do. Like, and you'll actually see some from the Cali picnic as well, because our site is launching in April. So, and it's www.mollysbees.com. mollybeesatl.com. And so, like, you can go in there and you'll see all the photos. Like, I have several photos up there now.
And we're going to bring something to you guys, because we're going to, while she's talking, we're going to have people in the background steady searching for them. And then before you leave, we're going to bring up some photos so that we can actually see this mobile restaurant, because that's what it is. It's a mobile restaurant.
Basically, yeah.
Yes.
Like, and then we're working on getting a food truck as well by the end of the year. So
it's not a food truck?
No, it's catering right now. And then
so
it'll go into
so you have your vehicle that you're using to transport the things.
Right, and then we'll be getting a food truck soon. Because like what we do right now is like when we do events, we have our own like custom canopy tents and everything, and we just set up there and then you know, just service that way, and then eventually it'll be food truck.
Okay. So everything is just pretty much mobile. Like, you just bring the stuff out there and you see it and you just bring it out, and whoever has retained your services, you set up in their home or set up outside, or like you said at the picnic. So at the picnic now you have a stand, or
yeah, it's like cool because basically a lot of the vendors there, they have like their own like stands areas, you know, their tents and things like that. Some people bring their food trucks, but it's so big and there's so many people out there.
You can't.
You know, it's just like it takes up a lot of space.
Wow.
So yeah, so even if we get a food truck, I probably still wouldn't necessarily bring it to that type of area because there's just so many people. You know what I mean?
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Really
Thank you,
applaud you for that. Because it takes a lot to start your business, but then it
does.
takes it even more to start a business that nobody is doing.
Right.
Because there's really no factor in, you know, okay, this worked for them.
Right.
You know
There's
what I
no
mean?
way
So
to
it
really
should
measure.
work for me. There's no way to measure it. So thank you so much. And we want to follow you. How do we follow you? Give us your social media. Tell us again your website. We want to make sure that if you're in an area someplace that we can pop in and maybe experience this. Or if, you know, some people are having some parties, so she's good for baby showers, anniversaries, events, movie screenings, TV shows, premieres, all that stuff. Whatever it is that you may decide that you want some good food and some good drinks and some good hookah, Good food, good drinks, good
Yeah,
smoke.
right.
There you go.
Isn't that a song?
If it isn't, it is. I want
Right.
y'all got
The
me.
credits,
I said it.
credits.
Okay, credits. We need credits.
Yes.
So if you're in the mood for that, feel free. Tell us your information. How do we contact you?
Okay, so as I said, my website is launching in April, and that is going to be www.mollybeesatl.com. But right now, you can follow us on all social medias, and that's at mollybeesatl. And that's for Twitter, that's for Instagram, as well as Facebook. And again, that's Molly Bees ATL. That's MALLYBZATL.
So where did you come up with the name Molly Bees?
So my boyfriend's nickname and my nickname mixed together.
Oh,
And so that's just
okay.
how I came up with that.
What?
But it's crazy because they also have a place in the Georgia Dome with the same name, but just spelled differently. And we were just like, how does that happen? I literally just came up with this name out of nowhere.
Right.
And like someone else just.
In the middle of the night, I came up with it and
swear to
somebody
God,
else
and then like
snatched it
someone
from my
else
soul.
has it. I'm just like, well, as long as it's spelled differently, okay, I'm good with that. But still, it was just like, when we saw it, we were just like, how?
How?
Like, houseway, we need answers.
Absolutely. Well, thank you again
Thank
for
you.
coming.
Thank
We'll be
you.
right back.
You're watching A Talk with Armani.
Welcome back to A Talk with Armani. So, this is the part of the show that I get to chat and argue with Dalyara. So, it's Let's Talk. So, Dalyara, as you heard, we were talking about the fact that my good friend was killed as a result of gun violence. Yeah. And, people said that because the person that shot her was licensed to carry, that's not considered gun violence. My opinion of that is different. And the reason why I say my opinion of that is different, because I think that too many people are just opting to go get a gun to solve situations that could be solved with words or simply just walking away. I think that too many people, because they are licensed or because they have access to a weapon, are utilizing that as, which I don't think it should ever be a resource, but as the first resource to resolve issues. And to me, I don't think it's necessarily whether or not there is stronger gun control, because a lot of people that are using guns aren't licensed, so there is no control in that. I think it's more of an appreciation for life that is missing, if that makes sense.
Well, I think that with everything is so social media and the video games are so lively. I think that right now we're really having a hard time understanding that death is very permanent. And I feel like even kids are struggling with that. Like, you're not coming back.
I mean, it's in all the video games. The people are shooting up, but shooting. It's in all the video games. It's in all the songs, whether or not it's a country song, a love song, a rap song. So we can't blame it on rap. We can't blame it on music. It's just that people have decided, to me, more often than not, people have decided that a gun is the solution to whatever problem that they have. And I'm just wondering, did that sneak up on us, or is that a result from, I don't know, war? Do we take it there? People, when countries go to war, is because they've decided that there's nothing else to talk about. So now we're going to go fight it out on the battlefield, and you'll kill a bunch of people, we'll kill a bunch of people, and then somewhere, hopefully in the midst of that, we'll come up with a solution.
There's a lot of times no solutions for war except for we won, so now we're just stronger than you are. So we're going to take your property, we're going to take your land, whatever the case is. But now today, guns are so accessible. You can get one anywhere. Like in Georgia here, you don't need a license to drive around with your gun.
Well, my thing
Period.
is, okay, just because it's accessible doesn't mean that we should all access it. I don't...
Well, I think the older I get, the more I realize that maybe our gun issue is also a mental health issue.
It has to be.
It has to be. There are people that have guns in their access that should not even have a knife in their access, a butter knife. You know what I mean? And we don't know that until it's too late. So maybe do we go through a psychological evaluation before we're allowed to get access to any?
But the thing about it is, that's still if it's regulated. But these are people that have guns, or some people that have guns that aren't even regulated. They don't have a license. Like this little boy that was in Maryland, was it? And he decided that he was going to go to school and shoot the school or shoot some people. Like, he woke up that morning, he got dressed, he brushed his teeth, he washed his face, he got his gun, he put it in his book bag, he either went on the school bus or he walked. But he had all those times to change his mind. He's not that mad. In crimes of passion, we've made excuses for some parts of violence. You know, oh my God, I walked in and seen this happening, so I grabbed the first thing I could find and stabbed him or hit him or whatever. The gun was right there, I shot him. I felt like I was in danger, I shot him. In crimes of passion, that's well defined. They have terms of that. But I don't understand, there is no crime of passion when you have time and you go through steps to do this. There's no excuse for that. You are willingly and for lack of a better example, you have premeditated this person's murder. That's premeditation, because you knew, I'm gonna go get my gun. Once you said that and you continue to do it, regardless, like I said, there were so many barriers, even for the person that's on the street. You know, when the guy says, oh, you keep talking, I'll be back. If you say, I'll be back, and you come back with your gun, that's premeditation. You're not still that angry.
Yeah, because you walked away, you had time to cool off, walk away, do your movements, and do whatever. But yeah, I think that the older I get, the more I understand that it is a mental health issue. But how do you control that? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, unless we just take away guns. In the UK, the police don't have guns. And I feel like a lot of Americans want guns because our military has guns. Our police are walking around with guns. And I think that if that wasn't the case, we'd feel safe. If nobody had a gun, people would be safer. And that includes the police. They call special unit in other countries when there is a gun involved with police. There's a special unit for that.
So do you think, so I guess my question to you is this, because guns has always existed. It just seems that only now it starts to become a thing where that's the first resort for the layman.
No, I think that we're just exposed to it now. So now, because of the media, because of the news, it's just in our face all the time. We're like, wow, is that really the first result?
So when you were growing up, people on the corner, well, you from somewhere else, but people were. Yeah, okay. But when I grew up, you know, when I was growing up in a little county called Roxborough, right outside of Philadelphia, when I grew up there, people wasn't just running and going and getting guns and just saying, oh, you talked about my mom, kaplow. They wasn't doing it. There was fair ones. I mean, the most you got was people were jumping. Like, you would have 2 or 3 punks that thought that they, you know, couldn't survive without each other, and then they would jump the person that they had to beef with. That was the most you saw. You didn't hear about, you know, oh, Billy came up here because such and such was talking about his sneakers and shot this one and that.
But it was just harder for, like, when I was growing up, we did have the school shootings. We had one of the first ones that made national, it was Columbine? It was the first one that was like really exposed. I mean, in my memory. I don't know if, you know, that was happening prior, but I think that because we were getting into that stage of media and internet, it's just being exposed. I don't remember guns. I remember people fighting more, but I think that we just didn't hear about it all.
I just think that there's more going on than any study or referendum could actually pinpoint. I honestly feel that because maybe the readiness of the guns availability, that might be a slight factor in it, but guns, there has to be something going on for the person, even if it's right there, for you to turn around and say, hey, I'm gonna go get this gun. Drugs are readily available. Crack is right there. Are you just gonna smoke it because it's there? No, you're not. So why would you just pick up a gun because it's there and decide that this is what solves your problems? Unless it's already programmed that I'm gonna eliminate this problem forever. And then once the person is caught and they're on trial and they are doing time and they have a life sentence, then it's like, oh my God, what did I do? But you had 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes. You had all those minutes to make the final decision as to what you were going to do. And you still proceeded. So as a jury or a jury of someone's peers, how do you excuse that type of violence? I feel as though that if anybody decides that they want to pull a gun, and there's different circumstances, yes, there are, but at the same time, when you knowingly go and get your gun, load it, and then drive to someplace, or walk to someplace, and you've had all this time to talk yourself out of it and you continue to go on, then that's premeditation.
It's mental health. Like, honestly, for me, I think it's like the devil. Like, I don't know what happens, because I've heard of stories, even people like who've killed like other kids, and we're like, no recollection.
I just feel as though gun control is not the issue. I don't believe gun control is the issue.
I think we just don't need guns,
think
period.
that we should mess with the NRA. I don't think that there should be any stricter regulations, because people will get guns. If you want something, you will get it regardless of how well it is policed. I think that the mental health, what is going on in our minds, what makes it think that it's okay to take another person's life, why it is okay to decide a fight or argument with gun violence. I think that there's issues that need to be talked about. That's what we need to talk about in our schools. I don't necessarily think that we need to arm our teachers or arm our counselors. I think we need to teach conflict resolution, and we need to try to find different ways to deal with our problems instead of ending a life.
And pay attention to your kids. Like,
Absolutely.
Don't be in denial of your child just because you think your child's the best child. No, pay attention.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, thank you so much for once again coming on. We'll be right back.
You're watching A Talk with Armani.
Welcome back to A Talk with Armani. So today we had an excellent show. We found out about the fish tacos, the chicken tacos, the beef tacos. We got a mobile taco business going on, as well as they provide tequilas and they provide hookahs. They got a whole service and they will roll up on you. So make sure you go to their website and check them out, or follow them on Instagram, and that is Molly Bees. And it's somewhere down here. You should be able to see what's going on in case I messed it up, but hopefully I didn't. Anyway, thank you once again for joining me. And on a more important and serious note, the gun violence. We have to try to have conversations, try to figure it out. But I think what Dayara said is very, very important. People are talking. We need to listen, regardless of who it is, whether or not it's a child, maybe a coworker, a friend, or something. I believe that when these people are picking up these guns, or before they're picking up the guns, they're having conversations. Whether or not we're listening is a horse of a different color. So we definitely need to start listening to what people are saying. Even if it's something as simple as a change in their demeanor, or the way they address things, or the way certain situations are affecting them. We need to listen. Maybe if we do more communicating and more listening, that also can help in the battle against this gun violence. Until next time, stay safe.